also take just one amino acid out or one character out by, for example, print position 0. And then obviously you need to print it, right? So you would print first residue. And it will print it. And of course you could change that to the fifth one, whatever you wanted to, okay? Just gonna leave it as is, okay. So like I said, they're also negative numbers. So in this case, it's 9 amino acids. So if you wanted the last one, you could either say print position 9, or you could say print position -1, and it will both print the end. Okay, the same for if you wanted the second last character, right? That one. Okay, if you want to extract from the back, you have to remember to follow the system, in that in this case your -4 is going to come first before. So your -4 is your first character because it's always reading from left to right, even though in this case you're saying extract from the right. In terms of the indexing being from the right, it's going to read it from the left. So you always have to put the left one first in the extraction before you can't put -2, -4. Okay, because it's going to give you an error. So the question is again, how will this print? How will this print if you say, I've got this over here, print from 4 to -1. Okay, you can pause it here and try and figure out how it will print. Okay, so you can see over here, it started from this position here, going 0 at the M, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So although if you counted in the normal sense of the word, it will be the fifth character, but here because we're starting at 0, D is your fifth character. And because you said -1, it will print all the way to the end. So try this one, -5 to -4. You can pause it here again, and you will see this is just printing one character, right? Because it's going from this direction, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and because it stops before the last one, it will only give you one character. This one again, what do you think this will print? Nothing. Because you told it start at 5, end before 5. So but yeah, so this will give you nothing. So just be careful with that as well. Now again, you know what that gives. Let's go through that, you see. So when you give the same number, you will print nothing. Okay, now there's also a skip function, because believe it or not, you might wanna skip some things, and it's good to know that it exists. So let's say, for example, here you've got something called money, and you've got $5, $8, all of that on top of each other. But you don't want the dollars, you only want the values to print out. Then you can say, go from 1 up until the end. Remember, this is blank over here. So this is the blank, goes all the way to the end, and skip every second one. So then if it prints it, it prints only the value. So, right? So it's printing every second thing after it starts at position 1. So 0, 1, and then it goes 1, 2, skip that. So just, you have to play around with this at the beginning, because it might be confusing as to when we're using the indexing and when we're using actual skipping, right? So here it's going $sign is 0, 5 is 1. So then you go, okay, I need to go from position 1, and I need to go all the way to the end, so till the 7, because this was left blank, right? So this looks kind of like this. but then I put a second character in there. So this could have been 1 to -1, for example, and look like that. But I'm just leaving it blank because we just learned that you can use it blank if you want everything in there. And then it's saying skip every second one. Okay, so now you're going, okay, it's skipping every second one, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. No, this doesn't make sense, right? Because what it's doing now, it's going skip every second one starting from here as if this is counting 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So when it's indexing and extracting, it's looking at this as the number 0 and this as 1. But when it's skipping, it's just going, it's doing the normal 1, 2 the way you would do it if you were to read it without doing programming, where it makes this 1 and this 2. Okay, so just be careful with that. Again, you can also skip backwards. So obviously if you're using negative numbers, and if you're then skipping backwards, then obviously it will read the numbers backwards. So again, play around with this. Okay, so I want you to just look at this one again. So try and pause it here. So if I saw the Big Mac meal, which is your order, and you want to create an acronym for this called BMM because it's so long, how would you go about extracting? So obviously you're going to want to start at the B and you're going to want to end at the M and extract this as well, but you're going to have to put the start position then, the end position, and you're going to want to skip. So this will already not be part of it because you're only starting here at the B, but you want to skip every second or letter, but it's really just attempt it and see what you do, because sometimes it's not as intuitive, and see what you're getting. Pause it here and try and skip and see what you get. Okay, if you've attempted this, then you probably would have tried initially to go, at least I did when I first started. I would think that I need to skip 2 of these, but like I said, it counts from this position here as this. When you're indexing, this counts as 0, but when you're skipping, this counts as 1. Okay, so this will be 1, 2, 3, and then it will do the next one. So you should have done it like this, and it will print the acronym BMN.